Good evening, everybody. It's Friday night, my friends, and I'm back and ready to jump back into some coding here, my friends. It's gonna be a coding stream as we do. Let me just try 7% volume on that just to see if that's okay. Welcome on in, everybody. Welcome. I hope everyone is doing well. Hope you're all healthy and happy and kicking butt, taking names, all those things. Hope you're all good and all that stuff. So we got to do a little bit of housekeeping today as we start, because I decided begrudgingly to switch over to IntelliJ because Eclipse was having some issue. One of the plugins I installed decided to just go and change all my fonts and everything, and Eclipse was also having some occasional like menuing issues that I was noticing, like with right-click menus and stuff, that so far IntelliJ hasn't been having on Linux. So begrudgingly, I'm over on here. I found a color scheme that's at least somewhat good. Not as good as Eclipse's color scheme, but it's good enough right now. Yeah, we're gonna take that down like another percentage, I think, because that's a little bit loud. So let's go do that. So this is the game dev stuff. We're going to switch over to and clone our other repository. Yeah, we want Magenta Breeze War right now. So we'll clone that. Put it in this window. Very good. Let's get that down a little bit there. And let's see what's going on here. So I want this to be ignored. And right now that's probably okay. Brought down all the libraries and stuff. That's good. All right, so we got that working for us at least. Got that going on. I don't know if I had uncommitted stuff. I guess I can go look and see if I had stuff that I hadn't yet committed, and at least commit it and pull it down here. So let's go. Switch over to here. And I do have something I haven't committed yet. Let's see. Team commit. Okay, just the one unstage thing. All right, so we'll just pull that over. We were actually in the other project more than this one. I'm just gonna commit and push this. Just so I have it over there. And then yeah, I was in this project mostly, which we're gonna pick up with this. Am I completely committed here? Looks like I am. Yes, I am. Okay. And I don't think I have anything outstanding there. Okay. So that's good. So we'll close that out. And then let me bring the latest down here. What is going on there? Oh, there it is. Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff there. Put that down. All right, let's swap over. You know what? Let me commit this. Get ignore here. Where's the thing at? Yep, that should work. Awesome. Okay. Oh wait, did I not? Did it actually commit it, or did I? It did. Okay. Sometimes IntelliJ is like, there's stuff here that's a warning. Do you sure you want to commit? It's like, yes, I'm absolutely certain I want to. Okay, so let's then clone our other project here. There we go. Why insists on making that so darn large, but it does. And then I have to get ignore. Cool. Okay. All right, so we're back. We're back to this, which is really just building a jar file. We are on JVM 21 there. That's good. And I was trying to get this to work with like get a stun server running and stuff, and not sure if I've gotten it working or not. Kind of leaning towards the I didn't get it working camp there, but we'll see. What's wrong? Why are these maybe final? No, it's really not final. Just leave me alone. Redundant call to format it. How's that redundant? I don't know why it thinks that's redundant, because it's literally needed to do the format thing. What does it? No, it just wants you to remove the. I love it when an IDE just is like, this is redundant, but doesn't tell you like how it determined that it was redundant. All right. What's going on here? Oh, that's right. IntelliJ does that stupid freaking thing. I don't know why IntelliJ does this. this annoys me. Right. So it's, I had not equals null there, and it changes it to that. That just drives me absolutely insane, and I want to change that. How do I do this? Like that's one of those things where I'm like, stop helping me. You're making it less clear what's going on there. I mean, I know that's not equals, but I hate it. I absolutely freaking hate it. How do you turn that nonsense off? Settings. What? No. I gotta figure that out because that's gonna drive me absolutely insane. I know it's the stupidest thing to drive you insane, but it just is. It just is. Let's see. IntelliJ, turn off not equal sign. Editor font, enable font ligatures. Jesus. Enable font ligatures. I'm glad it's like other people were like, yeah, no, this is stupid. Why are you doing this by default? Ligatures. Here we go. Ligatures. Yeah, turn that off. Oh, that's better. Jeez, that's so stupid. It's like, just stop trying to help. Sometimes they go a little too far and they like, we're going to try to help you read this thing. It's like, no, you're not helping. You're just making stuff look terrible. All right. So that's good. So we got that looking a little bit better. So what? So I've got the server here. It's like whilst on server, print candidates, print stack trace. So I got as far as that. Hey Outlaw, welcome on in. only in this corner of the screen is there a dick on the stream. welcome on in. How you doing, sir? How was the end of your stream? Because I'll be honest. Right at, like I was watching it at the end of my work day, and then for some reason like 5 o'clock rolls around, 5:30 rolls around, and I just pass out for like an hour. So I didn't really catch the end. Nothing to do with the content of your stream. It's just for some reason my body just decides 5:30 nap time. It was good. You had so much fun. Cool. Cool. That's good. Oh yeah. By the way, so I've used Mix It Up Bot once before. It's pretty good. But you were asking about, and I don't remember. I remember that the user interface of Mix It Up Bot is, it's a little bit rough around the edges, but they do say that they have a quotes thing. I don't remember. I mean, I don't know where the hell it's at in their menus because their menus are hard to navigate to begin with. But they do say they have that. So that's why I looked it up before I said, yeah, they have it. But Lord knows what menu that they've shoved that under. Because I remember the one thing about it, as good as Mix It Up Bot works and it's stable and it's great, but boy, did they really need to figure out their UI. Their UI is just atrocious. Stream Elements has one too. Yeah, I thought you were using Stream Elements for that. So that's why I asked. Do they have a custom commands? Yeah, chat commands. See, all I really want is resources. Why do they hide their help? All these bots do this. They just hide their documentation somewhere. And it's just like, let me read your documentation so I know exactly how things work and what they look like. Chatbot. I don't want tutorial videos. I want like written text things. Am I just old? Am I just old where it's just like, I don't want to watch a 20, I don't want to watch a 5-minute video. I want to just read it real fast. I must be old. Because it's like, every tutorial now is like freaking, TikTok. Some TikTok they link you to. It's like, here's our 30-second tutorial on this thing. I'm like, I don't want to watch it. I just want to just write it down and let me just do Control F and find the thing I care about. We got it on my stream. Quote works. Yeah. I've seen others using it. That's what made me think of it. But yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. So there you go. It's always fun. Like, it's always like a nice, a cool goof, right? To just have people just be able to come in and just do bang quote and just have it like, spit out something, because you never quite know what you're going to get, and sometimes it's just on point. So, yeah. Oh yeah, no problem. I'm definitely not the first to anything. So these are things that I've just seen on other streams, and they've been pretty funny every time they happen. I will say though, you really do need a like a little movie clip from Austin Powers where he's stuck in the hallway with the little cart, because that would work perfectly during your truck simulator streams. All you really need is the clip where he's just completely sideways and he's just not even moving, you know? You don't even need the full clip. Because I was just thinking about that today when you were, I think you were backing into a spot or something. It's like, we just need that. Oh, but how's everything? How's everything going on your side? So I'm trying. What was I? So I have a stun server, and the next part was to try to get something to connect to it, right? Am I? This is the problem. My brain is not quite. Like, we're going back like 2 weeks here or so, and I'm trying to remember where I left off. You would think I would be smart enough to leave myself some notes, but apparently apparently that's beyond my own capabilities. It's pretty funny though. I used to have a notebook that I would take into meetings. Back when I was in the office, and I had, I don't know, like this whole big notepad, you know, just a like notebook, you know, wire bound, and I had maybe 4 pages of notes after like 5 years, and it really came down to, it's not like I don't really necessarily take notes. I just put random words down that jog my memory, which is just kind of it's just a weird way that I kind of learned to remember things. It was, you know, back in primary school and stuff like that, where I needed to, like, you know, where memorization is all you really needed to do. You don't really need to be to you know, like, be actually learning anything. You just have to memorize everything and for the test, and then you're done. So I used to do that, but what I would do is, our textbooks used to have like a lot of either pictures in them, you know, like a full page of text with some kind of picture, or they would have like I don't know what you call them, like the flourishes, like the letter that's got a flourish on it at the beginning of a paragraph sometimes. There's probably some specific name for that, and I don't know what it is. And what I used to do is, I would associate whatever image was on that page or whatever flourish was on that page with bits of information. And so when it came time for, like, to take the test, there was always about like 3 or 4 minutes at the beginning of class where I could just come in and just open up the textbook real fast and page through it while they were taking roll and attendance and all that stuff. And so I would just do that real fast, and I would reassociate words on the page with that image or whatever. And then when the test came in, I could remember like the image, or I could remember the flourish, and then that would lead me often to the right answer on things. And I just, from that point on, I just kept doing that, even in the work environment, where it's just like, you know, we'll have a meeting and I'll remember most of it, but what I'll do is I'll leave words in my notepad that if anyone else was reading my notes, they would never know what the hell I was taking notes on. But they were words that would allow me to, like, you know, there would be like some kind of key. It wouldn't even necessarily be something someone said. It might be like, you know, maybe there was a rainstorm or something, and while someone was talking, a bolt of lightning happened or something, and I would say like lightning. I would just write that in the notepad, and then that would remind me that, that's right, this person said this. It's just a weird, very weird way that my brain works sometimes. That said, now that I'm getting older, that's not working too well anymore. I used to be pretty sharp on that. Now it's like I can write stuff down, and I'll still be like, what the hell was this again? So I don't know if it's because I'm not doing it anymore or don't need to do it anymore that I've lost the ability, or if it's just, my brain is just no longer squishy like it used to be. Who knows at this point? Or it's entirely possible that I've just reached the upper limit of the amount of stuff that I could just index in my brain, because I got so many things going on at once. It's just like it's no longer possible. When you're in school and stuff, you're young and you're in school, there's not a whole lot of focus in your life. There's school, and then maybe there's some hobby, and then that's it. And then you get into the working world, and you've got job, and you've got chores, and you've got got to remember bills to pay and all this other stuff, and it just kind of at some point it just muddies the water to the point where you're just like, I could remember a mere fraction of what was there. Doing well. Just ate dinner and got home. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I learned this past, was it Monday? Yeah, Monday when we had off. I learned that I'm still taking in too many calories a day. Because I've been struggling to, I've been stopped at a certain weight, and I've been struggling to get beyond that. And on Monday, I felt so bad that I didn't actually eat for most of the day. Not I ended up having a meal later in the day, but I skipped breakfast. And next day when I woke up, I was down 5 pounds. So I was like, okay, it's clear now. It's clear now that too much is going in. Oh, I've got to further tweak the diet. Do I have a calorie app? I think the Fitbit app has a calorie tracking thing in it. The problem with the calorie tracking apps that I've seen, at least, is they don't tell you how many calories are in something. You got to go figure out that information yourself. I can't just type in, plain cheesesteak, and it'll just say oh, well, it's this many calories. It just doesn't. I need something that'll do that I can just type in something I just had a cheesesteak or something, and it'll just give me a rough estimate of what's there. But also a lot of that is because I am relying on restaurant food. And so who knows how many, I try to, whenever possible, get the barest of the food that I can get, not put anything on it and all that stuff. But it's, they're still going to do something. They're still going to doll it up in some fashion. So it varies from one thing to another. Like what I found really interesting is there's a Chili's near me, and they have a steak meal where you can have like steak with like butter something on it and broccoli and mashed potatoes, and you can get that to order and delivered. And if I have that, I lose weight. Right? But that's not the case for, like, you would think, like, if I was doing sort of a paleo thing, you would think that'd be the case for other stuff, but not really. So somehow I'm getting like a leaner, I guess, piece of meat there from that, even though it's got freaking butter and stuff on it, than I am elsewhere. Or subsequently, that is just happens to be filling me up more, and so I'm not snacking afterwards. I haven't quite figured out which way that goes, but I'm seeing a definite like difference in what spawns cravings and what doesn't. Like if I order Japanese, there has yet to be anything that I've ordered from them that has satisfied my cravings. Like I'll eat it, and then I'll definitely have probably some kind of snack later on in the night because I just can't stand it. But that's, you know, I don't know. It's just, but then I have other things, and it's fine. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure out like what is like satisfying and healthy, and what isn't, as far as my own body is concerned. And that's the hard part right now. And I think it'll get a little bit easier once I actually start preparing my own meals. It's just I have to get I have to get a whole bunch of things together to do it, because I'm still living out of a like tiny apartment refrigerator, because my big refrigerator is gave up the ghost, and so I need to like get a replacement for it, and it's been difficult to find a replacement for it because everything's too big. Apparently refrigerators just got bigger and everyone was fine with it. So, you know, trying to find one that is the correct size for what I need, that'll fit in the cabinets space, and also has like the basic amenities, like, you know, an ice maker and stuff like I already had. That's what you need to do, start prepping your meals. Yeah, I mean, and I was doing it for a while there, prior to, you know, like a couple of years ago, when I still had the refrigerator, I was doing it. And I found a lot of like, see, I don't like cooking. To me, it's just, I mean, it's necessary, but it's also, boring's not the right word, but basically boring. It's I can't stand it. But if I could do something that is relatively quick and has as little cleanup as is necessary, I can deal with it. And so I found a lot of like interesting ways of doing things. Like I was using a Foreman grill for a lot of stuff because it's fast, and everything is Like I have a meat thermometer and stuff, and everything comes out of it at the correct temperature. So it's like fantastic, you know, that's awesome. Um, and it's not that difficult to clean up. It's a little bit of a pain to clean it, but it's not, you know, it's not horrible. Um, and then I figured out how to do like baked potatoes and stuff in the microwave, because I can do them in like 10 minutes in the microwave if you're careful. And so that's nice and fast. And then for things that take a longer time, like the rice cooker and stuff, like it's easy enough to turn that on. Like that takes like 45 minutes or so. But it's easy enough to turn that on, and it's never really going to destroy what's there. Like it has an automatic shut off and all that stuff. So you can kind of let that go and not think about it again. It's just things like if I have to think about something, if I have to like, you know, put something in the oven and then I have to, you know, it's got to be in there for like 2 hours and then I got to do something to it after 2 hours and all that stuff, then I lose interest. You know, I just can't. It just does not compute with me. And so I just need things that I can kind of just slap together quickly and have them be healthy and still have them be, you know, satisfying enough that, you know, I don't have cravings. And I found a few things that will work. I just have to kind of get back to that. And that's the difficulty right now. It's getting all that stuff together. Plus I don't have nearly enough. I'm not sure. Like there was a family of 3 that I bought the house from, and I think before then there was like a family of 4 or 5. I'm not sure how they did it. I really don't, because there is not nearly enough cabinet space in the kitchen. And so like I've got like I like, if there's a tool to do something, I would rather have the tool to do it than to do it manually. So like I got a blender, you know, and I've got, you know, a toaster oven, and I've got, you know, a rice cooker and stuff like that. Yeah, sure, you could put all that stuff in the regular oven, or you could put it in, you know, in a pot on the stove and all that stuff. But I figure like if there's a tool that does it, I would rather do that, because at some point it's probably going to pay for itself and also make my life less complicated. The problem with that is all that stuff has to now be out on the on the countertop 24/7 because I got nowhere to store it. You know, I have no cabinet space upon which to put that stuff away, and I have to figure out something. I have to like move things around or do something to try to make some space, because it's driving me nuts that I have literally like like this much space open on my countertop to do anything. And that's it. It's a long, big, you know, corner countertop that goes around the, you know, most of the kitchen, and it's all taken up either by microwaves or coffee makers and all kinds of stuff. And it's starting to just like, over the years now, it's just starting to just drive me insane that I don't have spots to put things, and just kind of get them out of sight, and you know, be able to just retrieve them when I need them and not have them constantly there. But yeah, yeah, that's the thing, right? I guess that's the funny thing too, because my mom really didn't have a whole lot of tools, like kitchen tools. I mean, she had quite a few, but not like anything particularly sophisticated. She would just brute force a lot of stuff, and it worked out really well. But, oof, man, if there's a something that'll just nuke it in 20 seconds, I'm there. What's that you say? Filet mignon in 2 minutes? Sign me up. You gotta turn the device on 20 minutes ahead of time so it heats up to nearly the temperature of the sun, so it'll sear right through that meat. Sign me up. uh it's just like, and I've tried I was thinking of actually trying that Factor service. So I did try another service that had like a TV dinner kind of thing, where it was fresh made stuff, but it was put into like a tray, and then all you had to do was microwave it. And the only problem with that was it was good, but it also was like, after a while, it just sort of started to just kind of be very cardboard-esque and not very fulfilling, you know? And by over a while, I mean like after I'd done it for a couple weeks, and there was, I was getting a new batch of stuff every week, it just sort of like the quality just wasn't start to drop off. Plus there's so much stuff. Like, they send it to you in a box, and they have these ice bags they put in there to keep everything fresh. And that's just like, not only do you have to get rid of the cardboard box, but you gotta like dump out the liquid inside the bags, and then let that melt, and then get rid of the bags. And it was a lot of there was a lot of extra nonsense that went with it, but I mean, that's the trade-off, I guess, for the convenience of just throwing something in the microwave for a minute and having something ready. But yeah, it's, I guess, I mean, and I suppose that's a problem with anything, right? Is like, when you're buying something like that, they're having to make something that's fairly generic, that everybody would kind of like, and not something that, or not generic. They have to make, they tend to make stuff that's like highfalutin, and I would rather just have something generic. Like, I don't, like, I've I bachelor it all the way up. Right? Like, I'll just have, I could throw like a pork slabs on, two of them on the Foreman grill, like the small ones. I don't even remember what they're called. Cutlets, I guess. I don't know. And put two of those on the Foreman grill, and have like boil some baby carrots or something, and then boom, I'm done. Like, I don't need to doll anything up. I don't need barbecue sauce or anything like that. That's good enough for me. All the rest of that stuff is just empty calories anyway. But yeah, and I mean, it's nice to have dolled up stuff from time to time, but like, from one day to the next, it doesn't really matter. You're just trying to not be hungry, and still not you know, and still be healthy. Is really the goal. Okay, so I have this. So if I run this, this is just running. Okay. So that's, I mean, that's there. But now the question is, if I, so how do I utilize this? Oh, you know what? I know what's going on. I had a thing up here that I was following, right? Where was that at? Server. I guess I lost that session at some point. Oh, wait. Here we go. Yeah, that's what I was looking at. So, doing a stun server. Type RTC requests. So here's the one thing. So I'm using Claude here, which I prefer. Now, over in IntelliJ, when I do Copilot here, how do I know? Because I feel like the Copilot I'm getting through here is not Claude. And I don't know if it's even possible to do it. Let's see. Copilot. I don't know why that's set to Chinese, but okay. Completions. I'm going to hide this for a second because I don't know what account settings is going to do. Yeah, I figured it was going to open up a browser. Copilot chat in the IDE. Access to Bing. Use Claude Sonnet and Copilot is enabled. So why? So I don't know. Sorry, just wanted to look at that. I don't know. Where? See, let me see what it says here. IntelliJ. Copilot. GitHub. Copilot. Quad. This is the plugin itself. Documentation. Code suggestions. Yeah. Multiple suggestions. Accepting partial suggestions. We can all agree that Linux is better than Windows, right? Yes. Yes, we can. In fact, speaking of that, I got my my little mini PC. I just bought this. So I got a additional hard drive for it, but I got a B-Link here. And my goal at some point this weekend is to try and put what is the name of that distro? Linux gaming distro. Bazite. Where's that? Yeah. So I'm going to try to put Bazite on it, and see where it puts me. See where I'm at with it. This mini PC, it's got a decent onboard graphics on it, but it's not going to be enough to do like really hardcore modern games, but it might be enough to do. It'll definitely be enough to do emulation for the most part, like older emulation. But it might, and it might do some older games. But I want to see how much power I can get out of it. So that is what I am going to try and see what comes of it. Because I would like to, if possible, I would like to do some of my gaming streams on that. Because I do play like some older games in addition to newer ones. And then any of the ones that aren't working too well on there, I can just play on the Windows 10 box I have. So that's kind of what I want to do. I want to see what kind of power I can get out of it, and see what's going on with it. But yeah, that's what I want to try. And I don't know, we'll see. There's others have had some good luck with it. Play some relatively recent games. I think Starfield and stuff works fairly well on it. With at lower graphics settings. I might not be able to crank it up to ultra or anything, but yeah, not too much. Yeah, it's got a like 80. It's all ATI. It's an AMD chip with an ATI. I want to say Radeon 83 something M, so a mobile Radeon processor on it. So it's decent enough for like some highly optimized games, I would say. Like it might even be on par with like this, like the Steam Deck. It might be on par with the Steam Deck. So we'll see. We'll see. You know how things go there. But I want to try it out and see what I can do. Plus, I got a bunch of I've got a bunch of the mini consoles that they released a whole wave of, so I can potentially pull the ROM files off of those, since technically they're more legitimate than finding them online and emulate them. So there's that. But yeah, that's something I want to try out. I also want to see if I can get. I haven't seen any mention of it, but I want to see if I can get, like, I have some old DOS games too that I use DOSBox for, and I want to say that there's some kind of version of DOSBox, either DOSBox or something DOSBox like, that runs on Linux, and I want to see if I can do that, or if that even exists. So Chris Titus fell off. He hasn't uploaded in 2 weeks yet. Yeah, I've been watching some of his videos. The whole idea for Bazite that I just came from him. I was like, oh, that actually sounds like an interesting one. Because I was going to do like just Steam OS, but I think Steam OS runs on Arch Linux, and I don't know how well I'm going to want to deal with that. I mean, I use Linux, but I'm not a hardcore, I need to configure everything, perfectionist either. I just kind of want things to just work and be reliable. I don't want to compile stuff. I don't want to do any of that. I just want, and I know we're in the age of whatchamacallit, I don't even remember the name of it, where you don't have to necessarily compile stuff anymore, but it's still that. Is that Chris Titus in my tabs on Twitch? Oh yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. This one though is just the Twitch developer site, because I'm doing a streamer bot. I'm working on the code for that right now. But yeah, he's on my other computer. I don't watch this particular computer. I just do coding on. I don't do anything else, because it's a Microsoft Surface that I've managed to get Linux onto, Kubuntu. So it's just for dev. I have on my other computer, I have all that other stuff. So I love Bazite. It looks nice with the deck UI. Yeah, I mean, the other reason why it was kind of cool was that it runs. I think you can actually swap out your Steam Deck OS and with Bazite, and it works on your device if you can jailbreak it, so to speak. So that's kind of cool too, that they have that support in there. Sorry, my hands are all chapped from the cold air, and so I just looked down and I'm bleeding a little bit. Nothing big, but it is what it is. As I move my fingers around, it breaks the skin some more. I have to put some stuff on tonight, which I hate. I hate the feel of it on my hands, but I gotta do it. Eventually the annoyance of the pain of all the cuts on my knuckles ends up making me just deal with the hand lotion. Yeah, why doesn't it? Sonnet is currently available in that Visual Studio 17.2 preview and Visual Studio Code. So it's not available in the other stuff because I feel like it's gives me much better results. Change the model for Copilot chat. See, okay. Share feedback. Inline, it doesn't really. I wonder if I can just ask it. Let's try something here. How do I access Copilot suggestions from Claude Sonnet in this IDE? That's not exactly what I asked, but okay. So it doesn't know, which I kind of figured. It wouldn't know. You use Olama. Okay. Yeah, I'm using Copilot because I bought a subscription to it and now I think it's free. So fun times. But yeah, it was the easiest thing to grab there, but I feel like I'm getting what AI model are you? Are you Anthropic 04 or Claude Sonnet? Sorry, I can only assist with programming related questions. Damn it. They're on to me. What? How about, what are you? Yeah, it won't. They white labeled it. They won't tell me what model they're using. That's fun. All right. Well, so what I could do is let's ask this question again and see what answer I get. All right, so do this. Server. Auto closable. So let me see here. Okay, and I love how it's like, here's the additional method you need to write, and then doesn't put anything in there. That's funny. Ice socket wrapper socket. Handle web RTC requests. Okay. Process incoming WebRTC requests. You would need to integrate this with WebRTC signaling mechanism. All right, so given my current project, how would I implement a WebRTC signaling mechanism? Okay. Start the signaling server. And now they want me to do create a WebSocket server. Implement a WebSocket server to handle signaling messages. And they want me to use Java WebSocket. Alright, so what does Java WebSocket look like? So we have ice4j. So wait, is this the source main Java org Java WebSocket, right? So that's what they said here. org.java-websocket. Yeah, here it is. 160. That's left for J, that's good. Implements the server side of the WebSocket protocol. Doesn't do anything to establish socket connections. Example, running your own WebSocket client. WSS support. This library supports WSS. Okay. Java 8 or higher. And does it actually have a decent example? Because that would be hilarious. Well, that would be great. If it does. WebSocket protocol secure. WebSocket protocol server. I don't know. Let me see. Sec WebSocket protocol server example. The specific Sec WebSocket protocol. What about the regular? How about a... Well, here's chat server. Let's just look at that. WebSocket server. Edit socket address. On open. Client handshake. Okay. On close, on message. And then main, on start. Okay. How is this up to date? Oh, they had a commit last month. This was released December 15th, 2024. Okay. It seems relatively active. 1,185 commits. Okay. Okay. It's got MIT license as well, which is fantastic. What the hilarious thing about this too is I don't necessarily need to implement a WebSocket server because we're going to be running in a Jetty server, an embedded Jetty server. But I want this jar to be somewhat standalone. Somewhat. So, and also it'll make it easier to test it in isolation if I can just test it in isolation. So having the WebSocket server, having it be able to do its own WebSocket server is probably a good thing regardless. So, okay. All right, so we'll grab that and we'll go put that dependency in our POM here. Where are we at? Oh God, are all my one. All my spacing and stuff is off, isn't it? Whatever. That's a little annoying, but it is what it is. So I want to do 160 here. Hello. Hey. Can I cut that? There we go. Thank you. And Java sockets version. Okay, so I got that. And then what are they doing here? Signaling server. Okay. So basically they're basically following what the other thing had there. So we'll go to new Java class, web RTC signaling server. Okay. And implements WebSocket server. Implement methods. Yes. This is the problem here. Change implements WebSocket server to extends WebSocket server. Why? Oh, because it implements runnable? Automatically? Is that why it's telling me to do that? What did they say to do? Where was the example at? That's not what I want. Oh, they do have extends. Okay, because it implements runnable. That's why. All right. Oh, and it did say extends here. Oops. Oops. My bad. Okay. I don't have any logging set up in here yet, do I? All right, so I'm not going to worry about that. Having a set of connections, yeah, we'll need that. A set though? Does WebSocket work as a set? I guess it does. I'm kind of curious though. Whoop, what's this at? I mean, for my purpose, I only need one connection potentially, but you know what? We'll see how that works. As I have a feeling, does WebSocket fit into a set? Does it actually implement anything that would make it worth putting it into a set? You know what? Let's download sources and documentation. Just waiting for it to download. There we go. It's a little bit better. But can I do that on the palm here? Oh, see, this says this is configured for tab. Configure indents for XML. There, that's better. Yeah, that was the one thing that Eclipse does that I always forget to change, is that, like in Java, it'll put spaces instead of tabs, but in XML and other things, it'll just keep the tabs, which is ultimately 9 times out of 10, like if you're working something that's just a text file, you would want to do that, but not like when you're doing coding stuff. You kind of want everything to be spaces. What's the one error? Let's see. 1020.1 not found. For check style? I say to that. Anyway, getting distracted as I do. So you have connections there, and then all right. So doing the constructor here. And I'm not sure I even... There's a well-known port, so I don't even think I want to pass the port in. I think I want to just do... static final web TC. Oops. I want to say it's 3389, but I don't know. Is there a well-known RTC signaling server port? Okay, yeah, so they don't care. Yeah, 3389 was something else in my head. I think that was the stun server or something. So we'll just do 9090 right now. It helps to give it a data type. There we go. All right, so we're saying super new init socket address support, and then connections equals connections that synchronized set. What are they doing here? New hash set. Huh. Okay. You gotta actually say it's for WebSocket though, right? Yeah, you gotta actually say it's for WebSocket. There. No instances of type variables T exists that set T conforms to set WebSocket. Object. Okay, now it's happy. I was like, something's up there, and I think it was due to the not having import. Okay. Yeah, now it's fine. On open, on close, message. Start the signaling server. Okay. Just saying, okay, when a message is received, just send it, is what it's saying there. Okay. Fair. Fair. So we're gonna say connections add WebSocket. Okay. Curious as to what I'm still curious as whether WebSocket is going to be. It says the instance the event is occurring on. I'm guessing it'll still conform enough to be in a set, but we'll see. So broadcast the message to all connections. Broadcast the message to all connections. Why would I broadcast it to all connections? So, oh, it's not. It's not broadcasting to all connections because it's saying if the socket does not equal the connection. Oh, it is. It is broadcast. Socket does not equal connection, then send the message. So it's not sending it back to itself. It's sending it to. Why? To all connected clients. This has got to be the message coming back. That still doesn't make a lot of sense to me. You keep it, so you're putting a signaling server there. Server start, but it's gonna connect. This is where I'm confused because the signaling server, it's like a client will connect to this. And then send us details, and then when we receive those details, we gotta respond back. The ice. Well, no, it's. I don't know. It's supposed to connect on the. This is where I'm confused because it's gonna connect to going to connect to here. And it's going to ask for ice candidates? Question mark? Or is it's going to ask for ice candidates first and then connect to here? Like, I don't... That doesn't... Yeah. There's a disconnect here that I am... in my brain. Can you describe the flow of data when a WebRTC client connects to a signaling server and how that relates to the WebSockets and the nice that stun turn server. WebRTC client initializes a connection and creates an RTC peer connection object. The client gathers ICE candidates using the stun server. Client creates an SDP offer and sends it to the signaling server via WebSocket. The signaling server receives the SDP offer and forwards it to the intended peer client via WebSocket. Peer client receives the SDP offer, creates an SDP answer, and sends it back to signaling server via WebSocket. Signaling server forwards SDP answer to the original client. Okay. So none of that. Alright, let's try something. Given that explanation, how do I change my current project to properly enable that flow? Okay. In your current project, you need to integrate the WebRTC signaling server with your multi-stream class and ensure that the signaling server handles WebRTC signaling messages. Here are the steps. Update the WebRTC signaling server to handle signaling messages. Implement the onMessage method to handle SDP offers and answers and ICE candidates. Modify multi-stream to start the signaling server. Okay. In the main method. So WebRTC signaling server, blah, 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 blah. On message. I mean, it spit out the same thing it said before, which, okay. Signaling server. That still doesn't make any sense, because yes, I'm starting up the WebRTC server and I'm starting up the stun server, but the two are not talking to one another. Like, am I just losing my mind here? Like, it just keeps spitting out the same shit that is probably partially correct, but the two are not meeting in the middle. Shouldn't the stun server register itself with the signaling server somehow? Okay. So what did it give me here? Yes, the stun server should register itself with the signaling server to ensure the signaling server is aware of the... No shit. You don't say. This can be done by passing the stun turn server addresses to the signaling server during its initialization. Okay. So, transport address, get stun address, get turn address. Yeah. Stun address, turn address. WebRTC signaling server. Okay. Stun and turn address. Yeah. We're getting there. Okay, and then existing code. Sure. So, and then it's just getting the address and then starting the server, but all you're doing is, for Christ's sake, for criminy sake, all you're doing is just, you're making the class aware of it, but you're not doing anything with it. You're setting them and then not doing anything with them. Oh my goodness. What's that about? What's that about AI taking our jobs again? I'm curious as to when that's supposed to happen here. Okay. Given that explanation, shouldn't the web RTC signaling, shouldn't the stun server how do I word this? Given that explanation, the stun address and turn address variables are only being set and not used. How does the communication happen between the two classes? Oh, we've put something in the on message now. How about them apples? It's a JSON object. Good googly moogly. We're doing something with the stuff that we just did. We just put in there. You need to pass the stun and turn server address of WebRTC clients through signaling messages. This can be done by including the stun and turn server addresses in a signaling messages exchanged between clients. Okay, update on message to include stun and turn server addresses in the signaling messages. Okay. So we have that there. So then on message, we receive a message. We don't check that the message is anything at all. We just immediately upon receiving a message, just send a bullshit down the line. We don't even attempt to see if the message was asking us anything. You could send us the word hello and we'll just tell you what our stun and turn servers are. Okay. Okay. I'm on board so far. Not really, but okay. Shouldn't the on message method be only be responding with an established format and only to specific incoming messages? Oh, we're getting a little bit deeper now. How about that? Message, received message. What the hell are they doing here? So we're converting, we're grabbing a JSON object out of the message. Fine. Okay. We're looking for type. Okay. Now we're looking for if it's offer or answer or candidate. Then we're broadcasting a message to all the connected sockets. Which still doesn't make any sense. Okay. I mean, wouldn't you just... Wouldn't you... Wouldn't you just respond back to the socket that asks you the question? Like, why would you send that message to all the clients that are connected when only one client asked for a response? Why would you broadcast the First of all, I mean, let's ask the dumber question here, right? Which is, we're taking a message in, turning it into a JSON object, and then we're sending the non-JSON object message, the raw message, back out to all the sockets that aren't the socket that was connected. So why would you broadcast the raw message back out to all the connected sockets? And the connected sockets is there I want to know the answer to that question. Wait, what? Broadcasting the raw message to all connected sockets is not ideal because it can lead to unnecessary data being sent to clients that do not need it. Instead, you should forward the message only to the intended recipients based on a signaling protocol. Okay, we're getting slightly better. Very slightly. We're taking some baby steps here. Although I like that it's like, it's doing get remote socket address 2-string equals recipient ID socket send message, even though the socket that just came in is the socket you just want to transmit back out onto, and you don't need to do all that bullshit. But sure, fine. But there's still a problem here, and that is this ain't doing shit. Right? We took a message in. We said, hey, does this message have an offer, an answer, or a candidate in it? And then we send that same message right back to the client, which is not how these things work. See, the biggest issue, I mean, let's take a step back for a moment. I'm further along than I would ever be if I tried searching this out myself on the internet. So that's undeniable at this point. But that being said, I think that's more of a negative towards the documentation that exists on the internet than anything else right now. Like, I get that RFCs are a standardized documentation format, but they really suck when it comes to like trying to actually implement whatever the hell they're talking about. Because you spend so much time trying to parse the English language and not enough time just writing the code. There are some RFCs that are actually really good that have like example code in them. The TOTP RFC that I use for multi-factor authentication, that's really good. It actually has a block of code in it. And you can actually look at it and go, oh, here's an example. Great. But some of the other ones are just like, good Lord, just put an example in there somewhere so I could just look at code. I don't like, you're writing something that is going to be referenced by other developers. Why would you not just take a moment and, even if it's pseudocode, write freaking code? Because that's what we deal with every freaking day, right? And it's like, you would explain a concept so much faster and so much more succinctly just having a freaking example. That's the part that like annoys me about this kind of thing, right? That notwithstanding, let me think here. So let me just make sure I understand on message. I think I understand it, but I just want to make sure. So yeah, on message there. So then if I come over here, they're just doing a chat server, which, you know, makes sense for what they're trying to do, but it doesn't help me understand my use case, which is I want to accept a message in and then do something with it and then send it back out. Which I think is what we're going to do with the on message. I mean, we have to do it with on message. That's the only thing that they have here. But let's see something here. Client example. Server example. Here we go. You can do a connection send. Yeah, okay. Okay. So um if a WebSocket client sends, see, it's got offer, answer, and candidate, which is what's really, that's the part that's really throwing me off. So given the examples you have provided, do the examples you have provided allow for a third party WebRTC client to successfully connect to the server, to our server code, exchange ICE information, and establish a WebRTC audio video stream. Oops, your response got filtered. Vote down if you think this should. Why did it get filtered? Why did that? I don't understand why that happened. The provided examples set up basic WebRTC signaling server and stun server, but they lack some necessary details for a third-party WebRTC client to successfully connect, exchange ICE information, and establish a WebRTC audio video stream. Here are the key points that need to be addressed. No shit. Signaling protocol. The signaling server should handle specific WebRTC signaling messages. Okay. And forward them to the correct recipients. Yes. Stun turn server information. The signaling server should provide the stun turn server addresses to WebRTC clients. Yes. WebRTC client integration. Clients need to be configured to use the signaling server for exchanging signaling messages and all that stuff. Great. Okay. We're on the same page. Here's an updated version of the WebRTC signaling server class to handle these requirements. We'll see about that. Okay, haven't changed anything yet. Okay. Get string. Socket send message. Again, you're like, what are we doing here? We're just sending the same freaking message back to them. Like we're reflecting the same message back. Oh my good God. You need to ensure your WebRTC clients are configured to connect to signaling server and use it provide. Oh my God, it's like talking to a freaking brick wall. All right. So that's clearly not going to work. I mean, we're taking the message in, we're parsing it, and then we're sending the exact same message back. I mean, you can't buy that kind of development right there. All right. We'll have to take it step by step. So let's say, okay. Given my web, you know what? Let's do this. Let's start a brand new conversation so it can't rely on anything else it's already told me. We'll say, all right, given my web RTC signaling server class, what kind of message can I what is the give me an example of the first message that my server will receive from a third party client attempting to establish a WebRTC connection. Okay. So we'll get an SDP offer message. Okay. That's one step. Got it. Unique capabilities and network information of the client. Okay. Okay. When I receive this message, what class in my project should I send it to, and what does that look like? Okay. Oh, you're initializing the stun server in the on message, but I mean, fair enough, but that's not where we're going to do it, but okay. You can add further processing of the SDB offer as needed. Okay. Stun server. Print candidates. That example does not communicate back to the client what response must I send to the client? Okay. Generate an SDP answer. So we're just gonna just throw bullshit back at the client. A constant string. That's all the client's ever gonna see is a constant string coming back. Okay, great. Yeah, we're getting somewhere here. It's not somewhere good, but we're getting somewhere. Wouldn't it be more appropriate for SDP answer to come from our stun server implementation? How do I do that? I swear to God. They added the constant string method to the SDP server class. I mean, I should have expected it was going to do that, but I was giving it the benefit of the doubt, thinking it was a little bit smarter than it actually is. Okay, so can you rewrite that example to actually use the ICE4J library I'm pulling into my project? Okay. I swear to God, why? I want to believe that this is not Claude Sonnet giving me this answer because it's so fucking stupid that I want to believe it's not coming from there, that it's coming from Anthropic's bullshit. So let's do something here, because that's just frustrating. It's like, oh, you have this library, yeah, but let's just hard code the string again. I mean, what library? Like, why would you have a library generate that for you? Oh, good God. All right, let's try. Let's do this. Let's copy our questions, and we'll come on over to here, and we'll do a new conversation. And I've got Claude there. Let's do this. Oh, it doesn't know about the... I haven't committed that yet. Let me do something. Let me commit what I've got. Initial stat at socket. Over. Okay. Let's try this again. Given my current, given the current state of my project, what steps do I need to take to accept WebRTC audio visual connections from a third party app? Please cite examples. Don't provide any specific context about your project or repository. Well, I don't think I'm... Okay. Am I not in the right context here? Hang on. Let's do... my multi-stream 4J projects. Okay, let's see what this said. Based on the code analysis of your project, I can help you implement OFGC audiovisual connections. Your project already has some basic stun turn server implementation using Ice4j, but needs additional components to handle connections. Okay. Your current stun server class has basic functionality, but needs to be expanded. Add WebRTC specific ICE candidates handling. All right, so example enhancement for stun server Java. All right. WebRTC port 8080 signaling server. Okay, okay. WebRTC signaling server. Okay. Add candidate harvester. New WebRTC candidate harvester. Okay. What is that? What is WebRTC candidate harvester? Set controlling. Okay. We'll have to see what that is. Create a media stream. All right. Create a signaling server. WebRTC signaling server, but doesn't have any implementation? Interesting. I think maybe it just forgot to put the extends on there. Question mark. So on message, JSON parser, parse string, get as JSON objects. If JSON message has SDP, handle SDP message. Else, if it has candidate, handle ICE candidate. Okay. Okay, we're getting somewhere here. Sure. Create media handler class to process incoming WebRTC streams. Initialize media stream. Media constraints. Pure connection factory. Okay. So that's the media handler. So that's okay. So the WebRTC media handler was the thing we were passing to the ICE4j library. Okay. So these must be ICE4j pure connection factory stuff. Okay. Update your destination class. Is WebRTC session ID. Okay. Add these dependencies. Google WebRTC. Okay. We have Java WebSocket, but are we using Java WebSocket? Because unless it's using it internally. Let's see, stream. Init WebRTC. Okay. Google WebRTC. Please explain the dependencies you've suggested. Where does in your examples, where is Google WebRTC and Java WebSocket use? giving me here? Oh my god, you want me to bring down glassfish now? What the frick? How do we get onto glassfish? Okay. So, I see I need to clarify dependencies as suggested and their usage. Looking at your current POM XML, I notice you're not currently using either of these dependencies. Let me explain each one and show exactly where they would be using the example code I provided. Okay. Google WebRTC. Dependency provides the WebRTC implementation for Java. In my previous examples, I showed code that would use this dependency here. Okay, in the media handler for peer connection and media stream. Okay. This code wouldn't actually work without modifications because I use classes that come from the Google WebRTC library. Okay. Oh, and it actually listed out the classes. Okay. Fair. All right. I should point out that Google WebRTC is primarily designed for Android development. For a server-side Java application like yours, a better approach would be to use either libWebRTC Java or WebRTC for Java. Okay. Hey, look at this. We're getting a more intelligent answer right away. All right. There are more appropriate server-side WebRTC. Okay. Java WebSocket server implementation. This code uses org Java WebSocket library. However, since you're working with Java 21, you have better alternatives. Use the built-in Jakarta WebSocket API. Oh, I did not know there was a built-in Jakarta WebSocket API. Is there really a built-in? Jakarta WebSocket. I feel like Jakarta WebSocket's not built in. I still have to bring a library in for it because if it were built in, it would be Java WebSocket or Java X WebSocket, not Jakarta. So I'm betting somewhere along here it's going to be like, oh, by the way, you got to bring in Jakarta's library. Which hey, I'll use a Jakarta library. That's no problem with me. No skin off my teeth. JSON handle SDP message. Server endpoint. Jakarta WebSocket star and Jakarta WebSocket server endpoint. Or use Spring WebSocket, yeah, which I don't want to bring Spring into it right now. Oh yeah, look at that. Jakarta WebSocket API. Not so built in, is it? And then they want me to pull a portion of Glassfish in Tyrus server. I don't know why. They have it under Jakarta WebSocket API. I assume the WebSocket API is not the implementation of the API. So I got to bring in like an implementation like Tyrus server. So maybe I won't do that. Is Tyrus server and implementation of Jakarta WebSocket API, and that is why you are suggesting it. Tyrus is Oracle's reference implementation of Jakarta WebSocket API. Yeah, so Jakarta WebSocket API is a specification interface, like how JPA is a specification, and it's the actual implementation. Okay. Yeah. It's kind of a weird thing that happens in the Java ecosystem where occasionally you come across something that Java Mail is a good example of it, where it's like the Java Mail library is just the specification, so it's just a bunch of interfaces with no actual implementation in there. And then if you want an actual implementation, you got to download you have to have a different library that has the actual code that actually does work and isn't just the interfaces. It's a weird thing that should never have happened, but they do it, and it's just more people want pieces of the pie. That's all that really is. But okay, that's what I thought, and that's what it. And that's what it has there. So let me look at this example again. So what I want to say is, let's see. Is it possible to achieve this using the ICE for J and what's the name of it? Java WebSocket. Where's the POM at? Sockets libraries. I am currently referencing in my project. Okay, we're getting something here. Yes, it's absolutely possible to implement it using what you've got. See, I have the Java WebSocket dependency, but it doesn't recognize it. Only has information up to 153 and not 160, so that's fine. So create a WebSocket signaling server. Yeah. Okay. On open. On message, JSON object, JSON message, string type, offer, handle, answer, handle, ICE candidate. Okay. So handle offer, create a new ICE agent for this connection. Oh, okay. Creating an ICE agent. Got it. Add candidate harvester. It's done. Address. Create media stream via stream. Get local candidates. Type ICE candidate. Okay, so it's creating a JSON object. Candidate toString. Okay, okay. And then, so it handled the offer. On close, on error. It doesn't have the handle answer And the handle ice candidate there. I'll have to get it to expand on that a little bit. Expose the stun address and work with a signaling server. Create a signaling server. Okay. Signaling server start. Rest of your existing code. Okay. Update your multi-stream main class. Okay, well they added a thread sleep for 1 second. Fair enough. Client-side JavaScript would connect like this. Oh, they even gave me an example of how to connect with the JavaScript. Okay. Okay. That's fair. I mean, this is a good place to start. So I can see it's got the handle offer. Yeah, so WebRTC signaling server. And you give me a more complete example of the WebRTC signaling server class from your example above. Okay. Send error. Send local ICE candidates. WebSocket connection. Client session. Okay. Create ICE agent. Handle create stream. It's passing the WebSocket connection in. Okay, okay. That's what I was missing. Like, I just noticed that they're passing the connection in so that they can send back on that connection. Because I was like, why are these all void? And then I'm like, oh, I see. They're going to send stuff on the connection here. Which is fine. I would probably have these like return, like we're doing a response to string, like I'd probably have these return string and then just do the connection send in the switch case up here, just so that everything's kind of in the one spot so you can see it. But then again, it depends on how many, like if they have to send a lot of different stuff, which it doesn't look like it. So, okay. Like if you have to do multiple sends, then it makes sense to have it in there. So handle offer. Session.ice agent. Where is a session coming from? Oh, client sessions that get connection. Where's that coming from? Client session. Where's client sessions coming from? Oh, it's up here. Oh, it's doing a map of the WebSocket to the client session. Okay, that's fine. That makes a little bit more sense. Okay, so it's getting it based on the connection it got passed in. It's getting the client session, and then I guess so when it creates that session here, if session is null, receive message from unknown client connection. So when it opens, it's doing client session. Okay, blah 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 blah. Got it. So I mean that's good because it's like here's the difference between what the kind of bullshit I was getting in the IDEs thing versus Claude here is that there's actually some basic error checking happening here. Like it's like, oh, you know, there's a client session being established on the on-open, but we just got a message from a client session that never established an opening, so here's an error. Like, you know, it's like miles ahead of what we were just dealing with earlier. You still have to really massage it though a little bit because you got to be like, take me step by step. Talk to me as though I'm 5. Let's see. This actually looks like it's got promise. I mean, it's very possible I do this and nothing works, but it looks more promising. Okay, Outlaw, you have a good night. It's getting late for me too, anyway. But I do want to make perhaps a little bit of progress here. But yeah, you have a good night, and thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Okay. So this is looking better. This is looking better. Or JSON array. I don't know if I like. I wonder where they're getting that from. Org JSON. Not sure I want to use that. I would rather just use Jackson. Yeah, I'll probably use Jackson for it. So all we're doing is parsing. Oh, I guess I see what they're doing. I see why it's not using Jackson because they're just using JSON to just grab the raw strings out of it, and not parse the whole thing. And okay, I can, you know what? That's actually not a bad idea. Although they do then have things here where they're building a JSON object. But Okay. I can have my arm twisted a bit. I mean, I like Jackson, but Jackson is a little heavy-handed at times. Like you have to build a whole object up and then give it that object and stuff. You can still use it to traverse JSON coming in, but it's not always. It's not necessarily the easiest to just. It's not like the old school XML pull parsers where you just like read the tags as they come in. You kind of have to finagle it a little bit. You can do it. It's not the easiest to use to do it. Whereas this one looks a little bit easier. Let me see. Org JSON GitHub. Let me see what that says. JSON Java. JSON Java, okay. What is this using? What license does this have? Uh-oh. View license. Oh, it's public domain. Oh. Okay. Well, hell. Don't make my life that easy. Project goals. Test JSON objects. And it just had like a commit last week too. Huh. And a release 2 weeks ago. Oh, that's interesting. They do their releases based on date, time, or date, I should say. So I wonder, this will tell me like when, yeah, 2023, October 13th. So we can tell how long ago Claude was trained on stuff. Somewhat. Okay. Central. There we go. So grab that and put that into our palm here. Oh, that's wrong. That's wrong. There we go. That's better. That did not be red here. Good stuff. Okay. Let's also good download sources documentation. All right. What else? What am I looking for? Okay, so this guy. So I want to at least get the signaling server working here. Oh, they're doing stuff for JLocker. I don't have that configured yet, but okay. Final stun server. Okay. So start with that. final map. Yeah, for some reason they like to make things final, and it's going to complain about it being final, right? Because I haven't initialized it. I don't know why. I don't know why Claude thinks everything can be final when that's not how that works. But anyway, private map WebSocket client connection. So private map WebSocket client session. Where does client session come from? Oh, is that something else I have to implement? It might be. Let's see. Oh. Oh, okay. It's a static. It's an inner class. Okay, it's a static inner class. I'm like, where's client session coming from? Got it. It's literally right there in front of my face. I wonder if I could. If I could make client session a whatchamacallit, I can't even think of the name of it. It's new for like Java 21 or something. A record? I want to call it a record, but it's not. I don't think it's record. It's I can't think of the name of it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It can just be a static class. Although it's not really a static class. I mean, they have it listed as a static class here, but it's got context, so it's not really supposed to be static class. But I see what they're going for. It gets some of the details a little bit wrong. So private class client session. What do they have here? Session ID, Ice Agent. Wait, private? Yeah, sure. Okay. I know why they made it static, but it still doesn't make sense to do that, but okay. Private session ID. Session ID private agent. ICE agent. WebSocket peer connection. Private Boolean is offer source, we'll say. Add strings deep stream ID. All right. Session ID and agent. Actually, you know what? There we go. That works. Okay. WebRTC signaling server ports. Stun server. Okay. Port stun server. Okay. And this is not right. Concurrent hash map. Okay. Set reuse address. Oh, that's something on super. Okay. Is that stun server? This dot client sessions. So, stun server equals server. Client sessions equals new hash map. What's the problem here? Oh, that doesn't import it. That's the problem there. And then set reuse address true. Okay. Nothing in start for right now. On open. So generate session ID. Okay, session ID can be anything, I guess. What do they have for generate session ID? Yeah, they just have a random UUID. I figured that's what it was gonna be. Okay. So session ID ICE agent. So oh, because that's going into clients. Oh, okay, got it. String session ID equals UID dot random UUID dot toString. And then agent nice agent. Put that in a second. Hit sessions. Whoops. Put connection and then session. Session ID, nice agent. The hell is it? Oh, did I? Oh, I have it in the wrong order. Ice agent and then session ID. Like, what the hell is it talking about? Do that. Cool. Cool. All right. Okay, session initialization client. I assume this is the correct way that that's supposed to happen, but whatever. JSON objects. Welcome. I feel like this is not either not necessary or not the right format, but we're going to go with it. Timestamp and then sends it. Okay. And then we need to. What's the create ice agent look like? I feel like that should just be in the stun server. Stun cannon harvester. Yeah, create ice agent. Don't I have that in something like that in the stun server here? I kind of do, but let's do public agent creates ice agent. New agent, and then just do these. That. We'll get rid of the init here. I have to see what I can do with this because I have clothes and all that stuff, but we'll just hang on to this for a second. Because we have a stun server that's being passed in, right? So we'll want to do stun server create ice agents. I think, basically. And then on close, there's the on close at client sessions remove connection. Ice agent free. Okay, so then that would do this other thing. Where's the that would do the that would call close. But it would have to close agent. Yeah, so what I would do is pass the agent, ice agent into there. Oh, I can't because it's implementing. It implements auto closable, which requires that you have. Okay, never mind. Never mind on that. We'll just do it the way they have it here. So we would say session equals move socket, and that does return the thing that I removed, right? Why won't you give me actual Java documentation? Whatever. It seems to be accepting it, so okay. Session.iceagent.free. If it's not null, okay. Oh, it will, okay. If session does not equal null. Okay. And then there's the on message, which has all these other methods. Well, I can at least get the... I can get the framework of this one. I'm getting... what's happening is I'm getting tired, is what's happening. But I can do, like, the outer framework of this, and then I'll have to handle the other methods later. So... Nah, you know what? Once I thought, let's just stop right there, because my brain is shutting down. But we're further along, I think. Still a lot more to do there, but let's go and commit what I've got for the moment. There we go. All right, good. Very good. All right, yeah, we'll stop there because everything, the brain is no, the body is willing, the brain is not at this point. Let me see if I can switch back over to my other monitor here. But yeah, we'll come back and tomorrow afternoon, and I'll get back into the game dev stuff, trying to learn some more game dev things. I'll probably finish out some of that implementation off camera, and give it a whirl and see if it's doing what I think it should be doing, or not. We'll see. I don't know. I have other things I have to do too, so I have no idea if I'll get around to doing that or not between now and next Friday, but we'll see. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. So that's what's going on. I don't think, I'm fairly certain I won't have any stealth stream or anything on Sunday, because I do have to get some stuff done for the day job as well. Make some more progress there, hopefully. So we'll see. Who knows? Maybe I'll make a bunch of progress and then be well enough and then just say, oh, I want to stream something. But we'll see. I did realize that on Monday, the believe Space Engineers 2 is starting in early access on Steam. So I may end up playing that on Monday instead of the usual scheduled stuff. So we'll see. I'll probably swap around the schedule a little bit next week. I have to kind of play it by ear and see where we're at with things. But I would like to hopefully play Space Engineers 2 for a little bit and see what they've done so far with their early access. I'm sure it'll be probably as janky as it's always ever been. So we'll see how far we get with it. So yeah, I'm gonna try that out, hopefully, and then we'll go from there. Probably be back at Moonstone Island maybe next week at some point. We'll briefly switch from Grim Dawn on Thursday to Torchlight 1, because I like to play through that. I just want to take just a small break from Grim Dawn, nothing big. I've been playing it still off camera, like grinding out reputation stuff. So I'm still enjoying the heck out of it. It's just, we've been doing it for like 10 weeks straight on the stream. So I do want to bring in other stuff and come back to it as well. So there's that. And yeah, next Friday we'll be back doing some more of this, and trying to see if I can make some more progress with the streaming bot and all that stuff. So anyway, that is it for me for tonight. If you are watching this on the YouTubes, I'd appreciate a like and or a subscribe. That would be really swell and awesome. Not required, but still awesome in its own right. And otherwise, I'm going to say thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Hope everyone has an excellent morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on what it is for you. And I hope to see you back here again in the future for some more stuff, whatever happens to suit your fancy. Until then, see you, bye.
Space!